Welcome back, everybody, to The Devil's in the Details. I'm BD, and thank God it's Friday. Today's episode is going to be on The Last of Us, without a doubt, Naughty Dog's finest hour. It took them a little over 30 years, but when they released The Last of Us, they released a masterpiece. But to create a masterpiece, every single piece of the puzzle must be perfect, so that everything fits together seamlessly. The Last of Us was released on June 14, 2013 on the PlayStation 3. It garnered overwhelmingly positive reviews almost across the board, immediately propelling it to the top of the must-have games list, and for good reason. The Last of Us gave us an incredible story that kept you riveted with exciting and fun gameplay. But in my view, and many others, what made this game such a success was its characters, and the development of those characters and their relationships in the game.
He's my goddamn brother.
Tommy.
Holy shit.
How you doing, baby brother?
The game is packed with nuance and subtle hints at who these characters really are.
And lastly, you do what I say when I say it. We clear?
Sure.
Repeat it.
What you say goes.
Good.
It's never right in your face in brainless, boring, expository dialogue and cutscenes. One of the very first games that I couldn't wait to get to the next cutscene. Wait, hold up. I couldn't wait to get to the next cutscene? I usually skip the cutscenes, and here I am racing towards it instead of just... Neil Druckmann, the writer and creative director of the game, wrote this script brilliantly. He fed us characterization one crumb at a time, and never going too far. There are moments in the game where you can see something has been told to you, but only through character movement or actions or even facial expressions. Of course, the focal point of this game is the relationship between Joel and Ellie.
Hey, I'm Troy Baker, and I play Joel.
I am Ashley Johnson, and I play Ellie.
And the biggest key to the success of this game comes down to one word: chemistry.
Yes, science!
The chemistry between these two actors leaps off the screen. It's undeniable, even tangible. And it doesn't stop at these two. Every single actor in this game did a phenomenal job.
Joel needs a car. Well, if I had one that works, which I sure as hell don't, what makes you think I'd just give it to you?
The back and forth between Joel and Ellie is just a thing of beauty.
Oh man, they were coming in from every direction. Then Maria was like, "We gotta run!" And so we dove over these tables, and this huge guy blasted with a shotgun.
Slow down. Listen, hey, are you hurt?
Never overplayed, always held close to the chest. You never really know everything about them, and you're given the opportunity to discover those details on your own. It was very difficult to have to set the control down and turn my system off because I couldn't wait to see what was going to happen next. It took me 3 or 4 sessions of gameplay before I completed the whole campaign. And once I was done, I played it over and over and over again. This time searching for everything that I might have missed. The Firefly pendants, the comic books, the lame-ass puns that Ellie had to share with Joel.
Okay, we need to lighten the mood. Ready? It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope, it'll still be stationary.
It had been so long since I had felt engaged with a game's story, and that alone was so refreshing to me. In all honesty, the last time I felt this connected to a game's story was with Final Fantasy VII. And although a lot of you may think that Aeris's death was the pinnacle for me in that game, it wasn't. What drew me in the most was the story behind Red 13. So yeah, it had been a long time since I felt so many emotions in a video game. And it was welcomed. I was so happy that I could still feel these things in a game and be part of that world. Which is another one of the reasons why this game works so well. It's that it's grounded in a somewhat plausible reality. The cordyceps fungus, for example, which is the reason that the human race is facing extinction, is very real, only it attacks insects instead of humans. But Naughty Dog took this concept and ran with it, applying it to humans. It's the big what if. The locations in the game are also based on very real locations found throughout the United States. The city of Pittsburgh, for example, is portrayed quite prominently in the game. All of these things help cement the possibilities of reality in the game and help immerse the gamer even more. The reclamation of nature and vegetation over the cities, if the human race were to step back, is very well done. These things would happen in the real world if given the opportunity. So the fact that Naughty Dog did their homework is quite an understatement. Okay, so now you know a few of the reasons why this game was able to draw me in so much. And what kept me going back to it was the relationship and connection between Joel and Ellie.
So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
But even after I beat the game multiple times, I needed to find out more. I had to find out exactly how they had achieved this, and after scouring the internet and YouTube, I came to only one conclusion: lightning in a bottle. Watch these few clips and see for yourself.
It took us a while to find our Joel, but for Ellie, I think Ashley was the second or third candidate to walk in, and right away we knew.
Yeah, you know
Why
what?
are you so scared all of a sudden?
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I have lost people too.
But then as soon as he spoke, and he had the grit in his voice,
Warm, yet kind of dangerous.
and his movement, is just like you bought into it.
Why are you so scared all of a sudden?
Because I'm a big coward, okay? Now pack up your shit and let's go.
After reading and seeing all that I could find, I went back to the game one more time to take notes of the moments that I gravitated to. Obviously, the trigger to this entire story is the death of Sarah. It's the bullet shooting out of an auto rifle that propels the entire story forward. I don't think I've ever been subjected to something this impactful in any video game. I truly felt for Joel and Sarah and Tommy, and felt an instant connection. Joel had lost a chunk of his heart, and I watched and felt it happen. They had me at.
Sarah. Move your hands, babe. I know, baby, I know.
There were quite a few moments that resonated with me, but unfortunately I don't have time to list all of them, so I'll give you a few off of my favorites list, and then Dan will cut and edit some of them down for pacing reasons. There's a moment with Joel, Ellie, and Tess when they're scrambling across the rooftops. A few things happen here. Ellie, with only making a single sound, reacts to Joel in a way that any teenager would react to an authority figure.
Now watch your step as you're going now, because it's going to be a little...
When Joel looks down to the watch that Sarah gave him, it seems as though Joel is feeling a parallel between Ellie and Sarah. A glimpse of the father figure emerges.
Come on, this way.
And finally, Tess, who asks Joel to focus, perhaps sensing his own thoughts about Ellie and Sarah.
Look, we're almost done. Stay focused.
Yes, ma'am.
Throughout the game, you can see Joel slowly getting attached to Ellie. The way that Joel reacts when he thinks that Ellie is in real danger are some of my favorite moments in the game.
I'll show you. Where is she?
Another question I kept asking myself was, what exactly had Joel been up to for those 20 years between the death of Sarah and his meeting with Ellie? Here, Naughty Dog gives us a glimpse of what he might have been like during that time span.
Put your seatbelt on, Ellie.
Well, what about the guy?
He ain't even hurt.
How did you know
Know what?
about the ambush?
I've been on both sides.
And this scene here cemented the fact that Joel has the capability of being a stone-cold killer.
Focus right here, right here. I'll pop your goddamn knee off. The girl.
She's alive.
After Joel rescues Ellie from the hospital at the end of the game, he lies to her. And that is something that only a father would do to protect his own child.
Turns out there's a whole lot more like you, Ellie. People that are immune. There's dozens, actually. Ain't done 'em a damn bit of good, neither. They've stopped looking for a cure.
The last word spoken in the game by Ellie after she confronts Joel about what happened at the hospital is the word, okay.
Swear to me that everything that you've said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
this final word can be interpreted in many different ways, as pointed out by the director himself.
Interesting hearing arguments around the office about how people interpret that last line, that last okay from Ellie. Whether it's, okay, I believe you, or okay, I could put this behind us, or okay, I don't trust you anymore and it's over.
Now, I can go on for hours discussing this game and all the details that it brought to the table and the bar that it raised for all other game developers. But maybe I'll save that for another video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I'd also love to hear your comments and how you may have perceived The Last of Us. I'll see you guys next Friday.
And I will let you die. Your brain is worth more.